Hey folks, it's time for breaking eggs. I'm going to give to you today a recipe for an omelet. Pretty much the preparation of the eggs is going to be the same throughout any omelets you want to make. What you do with it is entirely up to you after that fact. But here's a recipe, and I hope that you like it. We'll call it Eggtastic, and you'll hopefully see the reason why. Okay, once more we have a habanero pepper, a sweet red pepper, and we're going to need a small spoon to scrape out the seeds. Trust me, we do not want seeds from the habanero unless you really want something super spicy, then it might be recommended. Wash your hands before you start processing this. And once more, we're going to go through sharpening or keeping an edge on this so it actually cuts. You can hear this right now. Okay, well it should be like this, but I like it. I just want to show you. Okay, 10 degrees. Nice flowing motions up the rod. And also one recommendation, every time that you do this, when you're finished, take a piece of paper towel, wet or not wet, preferably not wet, and you're going to wipe down your rod to remove, as you can see there's fake gray, that's metal. So you remove that, it's metal filings. Once in a while you do that, otherwise you'll end up with metal filings in your meal. Sorry, I'm moving about the kitchen. So, because this pepper was being kept in the fridge, this part's to discard because it is a little bit dry. We don't want the top. And here we have most of the seeds. We're going to split it down the middle so we can actually cut it and remove the seeds so that we don't end up with any awkward tastes. It does give a crunch that kind of surprises you and robs you of your appetite, so we want to avoid that at all costs. That's part one. This is what I like about a good knife. It cuts as if this is paper. It goes through it like a hot knife through butter. Without forcing. Without any seed on the ground. Let's make it a new song. Instead of pant on the ground, let's call it seed on the ground. In the garbage this goes. By garbage I mean compost. You all remember what I told you about habaneros? Okay. Move the top. Slice it along a white line. Never touch your eyes, naughty bits, or anything else from other people unless you want to have them in pain. And then you scrape out the seeds from this bad boy of a pepper. Make sure there's none left. The capsaicin for hot peppers is found mostly in the seeds. So trust me, unless you want to have an experience of a lifetime singing Jesus, God, or your favorite deity while in the trance, not a pleasurable one either, eat the seeds. I guarantee you're going to have a fun time. But this isn't super hot compared to certain other peppers that exist on the market. The red Sauvignon is more potent than any pepper I've ever tried. Well, actually, not, the red Sauvignon is also the one that you can eat. There's another one, which is an Indian pepper that grows on mountainsides. That the only thing that will possibly eat it is a goat. Not even. It's not really made for human consumption, so you try to avoid eating them. Now, we need to chop this a little bit more finely. So what I'm going to do this time compared to the other time, I'm bringing out my chopper because I want to be able to do a better job on this. Try to align them as nice as possible, just so that you get... One trick with using a chopper is that you want to do this so that you don't end up slicing your fingers. And also have any electrical cords out of the way so that you don't actually end up with any issues. And trust me, this knife was prepped before I started doing this. And I always do this slow. I may not be the fastest chopper, but it works. Okay. This is better chopped than it was the last time, so we're going to have a better separation of tastes. And because we're going to be throwing in this goes here. And now we slice it. Now these, because they're going to go in an omelet, if you want bite size, you don't need to worry about cutting them as thinly as you did last time. At least so that they end up being all the same. If any one of you actually watched Dawson's Creek and remember Joey, or was it Pacey? I think it was Pacey. Joshua Jackson's character being taught how to use a knife. He was told to cut potatoes very thinly, similar to chips. The guy dumped everything out. Pacey got upset. But the truth of the matter is, as you can see, they're relatively uniform. You want to be able to do this. Practicing with your knife is the only way. But don't practice it vainly on foods that you're going to have to throw out. Actually, practice it on foods that you can use later. Now this is ready. Next bit is going to be cutting my cheese, because I'm going to be using steamed broccoli in the microwave with melted cheese, and I'm going to be putting in the omelet as it's about to be ready. I use goat cheese. This is goat mozzarella. Comes in brick format at the superstore. Huge rectangle, which is a good thing. I'm lactose intolerant, if you're wondering why I'm using goat cheese, but also I like the taste. It's an acquired taste. It goes well with wine. Goat cheddar cheese goes well with apples. Trust me. I'm not missing anything in cheese.